Hello and welcome to another episode of recreational, I would say, programming. My name is still Zinoviev Anton. This is still my YouTube channel where I do live codings regarding Golang, and this time it will be like JavaScript and, to be exact, TypeScript, but still. Today we will be starting the development of open source package that formats and parses like duration inputs. More on that just a bit later. For what? Not for what. And before we start, to support this channel, you can subscribe to YouTube channel in case you like this one. And also you can find previous live streams, the recordings of it, exactly on YouTube. In case you like watching my streams on Twitch, subscribe to Twitch. And in case you are Russian speaking and like some controversial stuff sometimes, subscribe to Telegram. There is a long read about microservices is coming there too. So, without further ado, let's get back to coding. So, about the package and the things that I would like to do. So, as I said, it will be open source, and I'm not completely sure about the naming and whether it will be published under my personal stuff or without the vendor prefix, or it will be published under Gaijin Entertainment organization, the NPM package. But we will start the development of it today, and I will publish it, I suppose, after this today's stream ends. But about the package itself. So I was not able to find any good library that does serialization of duration and the parsing from the same format that exists, for example, in Golang. This is one part, and the second part, even solutions that are somehow do the stuff that I wanted to do. They don't have parsing stuff. Therefore, I will have anyway. Well, I was forced anyway to do this stuff. I have like rough implementation for one of the projects, and now I decided to make it more clean and open source it for testing purposes, I would say, because, well, in case audience will use this package more, we will cover more corner cases and receive possibly more bug reports than we have now. I have now. So the format of duration that I was talking about is, in case you have worked with uTrack or with Golang, duration there is formatted like in the similar way. It is like, for example, you have some time spans which you would like it to be formatted. It can be like, for example, 1 week and 2 days will be written like this. So it can be like with spaces, so 1 week, 2 days, or in the different orders. It doesn't matter, to be fair. So, with less more speaking, let's create the package, initialize it, make the basic configuration, and start the development. I guess it will be called duration. Well, very innovative, but this is the best name as I can imagine it now. So, mkdir, no, this is my GitHub username, but it will be duration, cd duration, well, I'm using the PHP Storm for JavaScript related stuff, in case it is not Golang. Otherwise, I'm still using like the IDEA IDEA. Well, they played with words and the letters there, therefore it sounds strange for me. So still, it will be PHP Storm dot, and it will create the new project. Weirdly enough, it is. I haven't put it in trusted directory yet. Now it is. Make it a bit bigger, so you guys will have a better look to it. I guess first of all, first thing that we have to do is like create package.json. This one. Code name is duration. Version for now, it would be like 000 because it is development stuff. Description and the main file, I'm not sure. Scripts also not sure, and yet private, just because. So this is everything that I need now. No, actually not, except one stuff. It would be type module in order to have the native support for EconScript imports. Coffee refill. So, dependencies that I will be needing for now. First of all, usually in day-to-day basis as the package manager, I use Yarn. And for these cases, set version not 122. I guess it is stable, and it should be 4. Yeah, 4. Oh, okay. They have new minor version released recently. So, I have configured my package manager. Well, the core pack, as for me, is one of the best things regarding the package managers that have been done lately too. Well, lately. It is almost 10 years now, as far as I do remember, but still. 10? No, not 10. Something like 7. I guess it was like 2017 when they introduced core pack. But still, so Yarn, it will initialize our packages. But to be fair, I'm not very in love with these stuffs for PNP, for plug and play. It not always works the best, especially when you have the monorepo. So I do not remember straight, so I will blur the screen for you in order for me to get to our private repo to copy the settings for Yarn. It would be the yarn.rc or not. It will be .yarn.yml. Yeah, so it is like node linker, node models. This repo will be public, so there is no reason for me to reroute it to our local private repo. And the git ignore, Yarn team advises to ignore lots of stuff from .yarn folder that will be there. So I will close my previous repo, make the code clear for you back, I guess, as Yoda Tolkien am I. So git ignore file dot git ignore. Okay, and this stuff. And also, I'd like to exclude in advance the idea. Well, if anyone will contribute, they will exclude it by themselves. Yoink. And here it goes. We still have our our trusty node models package, not PNP. And the package manager and the type model. Okay, so from the get-go, I will need the dev dependency minus D. I will be needing, what will I need? So it is TypeScript, obviously. And I will be needing vtest. So, also, I guess also I would like to have some coverage. And as far as I do remember, vt coverage, there is one module that have to be installed. Oh, vtest. Yoink. Yeah, coverage v8. Obviously, we will be using v8. As far as it is Node.js based. So, we are adding the coverage v8 package. Yet now. Okay, great. The ts config. So this is also one package to add to exclusion. So yo, quite a lot. Add to git ignore. Finally, and the git ignore back. And where is it? Oh, it expects the new line be added as it is in specs of .gitignore file, and it just adds new row without new line before it. That's not good. Coverage. So the whole folder is excluded, should be excluded from the root. Why? What's wrong? So I want the commit tab. Oh, it doesn't show up because, well, okay, git init, as far as I do remember. Initialize them the git repository. Yeah. I would also exclude the node modules. Coverage will be like that. So everything we need now is excluded, and the initial structure is also here, almost. So usually I place the source files in src. Well, I didn't manage to do the folder, but okay. So directory. And the file also. So let's say it would be src parse or not. I would say that format will be first, and then we do the parsing stuff. So format ts. I don't remember. tsc. Does it have the resolve path in it? Yay. Hello.js module source map target priority declaration map and mid declaration only. So it doesn't offer strict types. Okay, so it doesn't offer the config file, the default one. Well, at least. No, it is. It will be yarn tsc -- init. Usually, in order to like get the most from the language, let it be skip lip check true. Default lip check no. Strict true. Usually I leave it there. Force consistent casting in file names. Okay, but usually I do disable this. ES module interrupt. No need because we're inside the ESM package. Synthetic default imports. No. Declaration, dear, no emit, and all other stuff also should not be declared here. We are not expected to write in JavaScript or have JavaScript sources. Module. Module would be ES next. Target will be also ES next. So the reason for this is me doing the library that everyone, all the users will be using, and as far everyone around still transpile their code and make it compatible with their required language level, there is no need for me to have like target lower than I would expect. And I would expect to write in the most modern JavaScript as possible. So there is no need to like deliver package in lower syntactic level than like next. So I would not need the composite builds also because we're not inside the package. The only stuff that I would like to know, no implicit any, true. Also no implicit override, returns this use strict. So everything else is fine for now. Though we have to include our sources, and for this case it would be all the way in the SRC, and everything else for now is configured in here. So format TS. I guess I would make the commit for now. Select everything and it will be like initial comment. Commit. Initial commit. Commit and push. No, there is nowhere to push for now, but I will have commit history anyways. Coverage, delete for now, for it not to distract myself. And for format TS, I would add the TypeScript file format.test.ts. .ts will be added by itself. I would say that describe format function it, and for example, what's wrong? Vtest. Really? Okay, let's retry. Well, actually, yes, I forgot this rule. Modular resolution. I forgot that it is also node next. So I guess we will lean towards like the TDD, and first I would outline the tests and expected outcome for the package that I want to implement now, as I know what I wanted to do. So in order for format, for example, or maybe should I outline this? Or not? Or yes? I don't know. So maybe. Okay, so I would expect this to export const duration. This one would be the record of strings, and the value would be number. Well, integer, but we don't have the integer type. Here I will describe the possible values and possible duration values that functions that work here will operate. Moreover, I want to make it like translatable, to say, because, for example, in English, millisecond will be this one. In Russian, for example, it will be like, well, obviously in Russian, but both refer to the same amount of seconds. Well, milliseconds for this case. And I would say, well, regarding us having the JavaScript, I would define the ms as the base value. For this case, this will be like 1 millisecond. The next, I'm not sure if I am willing to add like the long one, duration second for this case. Well, not second, millisecond, like in whole word. So let's get next. We have milliseconds in JavaScript as a base time value, like the smallest fraction of time. Next one will go for seconds. So it will be S, obviously. So it is like 1000 milliseconds. So as far as we account for this stuff. After second, obviously, we have minute will be for M, and it is already 60 seconds. For hour, we have 60 minutes. For day, we have 24 hours. For week, we have 7 days. For months, so for this stuff, because me personally, I'm not like the way that month and minute will have like the same letter. So I would say that for month, I would use like MO. And 1 year is 365 days. And I'm not sure if we should add the year duration. Well, no, I guess we will have this one and we will leave it there. Or not. Why? This is about the design of the package that we will provide, the baseline of the package that we will provide. Well, I will provide, but nonetheless. Months do alterate. So you have 30 days, you have 31, and in February you have 28 or 29 during the leap year. Same goes for the year itself. It is 365 or 366. Therefore, these values are not stable. So in case, for example, someone would like to have more... interesting. So in case someone would like to have more values, possible values for weeks, days, and How would we call it? Well, durations, obviously. Some more durations, they will be able to extend it. Because from the outside, I can do like this. Duration dot year. 365 days. And because like duration is constant is only the address for the for what? For object, and object itself, its properties can be altered. I'm not explicitly happy with this, but we will go with this approach for now, because it is the easiest one. So I would remove the year and months, month, singular. And since then, we are able to somehow define the test. For format, I would say we would export function, obviously format, that accepts the milliseconds number. No, this one is not true. And I will talk about the algorithm in a minute. So in here, I can describe the table test. For this case, the table tests are like sweet spot. We don't have to write manually lots of expect this, and etc. We could, and we will, write down the base values of this stuff. So it is not about the format, it is about durations itself. Therefore, I would say that we will move it to separate file. So I'll enter TypeScript file, and duration goes here. Duration. Yep. So having the durations outlined here, kids are back from the walk and the kindergarten. So duration outlined here. In the format, we will have to outline not the duration stuff, but regarding the format. vtest from the box allows us to write pretty comprehensive table tests first. So you can write the test, it will be the singular test, and you can write each, which returns the function that will iterate over all the test cases, define it in each case. So we have to import the test. Each here, it doesn't happy. It is not happy now. But so we will have, I guess, format, and here it will be in. Here we will have the function, and I would say out. So here we will receive in and out. TypeScript don't know about these arguments yet because we haven't defined them yet also. But here is expect from vtest imported, and format in. This one should be imported from format.js. In is imported. I don't like it because it is a reserved word. Oh, well, I would say it will be args. So args. And here also args. It would be the spread, I guess. To be out. So in terms of structure of the singular test case for our table test, I will define the type on the generic part of each function. And it would be args would be I don't remember. Type of format, obviously. Well, anyways, for now, I will put any here and I will navigate it through the return type. And the out would not be any, it should be return type. And this is like the basic stuff for functions. Uppercase, constructor parameters. Extends any, t, infer p. So yeah, it is not arguments, but parameters. Always remember, I always forget this stuff because I would call it arguments. And it is still type of format. And here we should have the first candidate for this stuff. So args would be 0 and out should be 0 milliseconds. So, well, we will get back to algorithm of making this possible. Yeah. It so freaks out my mind that arguments in Golang and spread operator in Golang and spread operator in JavaScript are placed on the different ways. So for JavaScript, it is always whether you are receiving it or whether you are passing it further. It always located from before the args. Well, the variable itself. Whereas in Golang, which also have its logic behind it. So when you spread in, so you are receiving, you making like the variable this way. In case you are trying to pass it next, like something going inside, in case you're trying to pass it out, something going, well, elements going outside. So it comes in one way and gets another way. But when you work with both of them during the day, it kind of freaks out. So 1 for this case would be like 1 millisecond. 1000 should be 1 second. And my dear Copilot, please generate test cases. So I want to place it one line in order to... It doesn't want to do so. Shit. Okay. I would expect it to be formatted like this, but later I will configure the prettier and ESLint for the reasons of linting. So, actually I can do it right now. It will use like the base config of the prettier, run on save, apply. I don't have prettier stored globally, I guess. Or do I? It seems I don't. Yarn odd-d prettier. Yep. Now it works. So the next one is from default 1 minute. So these the spaces are variadic, and I guess we will have to give the user opportunity to like make it without spaces for the case. For the case user doesn't have a lot of space to display the duration. The second one, sorry. So we have to define the separator between the how does it called? Well, between different duration measures. Is it correct? Well, obviously it will fail now. It will bring up several test cases and none of them will be correct. And also, I will have to address the configs of vtest. Ooh, I locked my PC. Oops. And we're back. So I want the vtest config. As far as I do remember, they have the separate stuff for the configuration for the cases when you don't have like the vit config itself. Because for this case, for example, I don't need the vit config, the full part of it. Config file. So it is like vtest config.ts. And I want to vit config. Okay, let's see. Which will have the higher priority vit config. Vtest supports all conventional TS, JS and TS extension, but does not support JSON. It means all options in your vit config will be ignored. Okay. So heading back to here, I will have to create new file, call it vtest.config.ts. I will have the triple slash. Actually, I would say I would do this. Yep. And regarding the config reference, I want to change the folder when where it tries to scan the tests and what? Dear. Here it is. Base directory to scan for test files. So initially it is like the root directory where it called from, but I need dir and it will be like src. Let's check if we still have running tests and it matches files. Yes. Because, well, obviously I don't want it to scan for node modules. I guess it don't do this. It doesn't do this by the exclusion list for folders and etc. But still, I want the test to be checked only in src directory. And back to drawing board. Backend JSON is not interesting for me now. So, the great part about duration and durations when you have like seconds, milliseconds, etc., they are sequentially decreasing. So each new duration, well, not usually, always bigger than the previous one. So in case we will have some structure that supports for us the order of scanning, I would say, we can iterate through this sequence and reduce our integer to required format. So as for now, I would say that I'd like to hard code it. Yeah, I would say that I'd like to hard code the order of durations, but as far as I am willing to make it configurable and for user to add own locales for different durations and add different durations in case it is needed for user. So for example, in case the product that people building is dedicated to like financial sector or something like that, they usually operate with the fiscal quarters, which is 3 months. For these cases, they would like, maybe they would like to have, for example, Q duration. So let's think about the extensibility just a bit later. And for the purpose of initial implementation, I would like to have like precedence. Come on. What's wrong? What I did wrong? Precedence. Oh, okay. Precedence. It should be the name, I guess, of supported duration. Therefore, it should be k of type of duration, which, and also it is array of this stuff, which is just basic string. Maybe we will decide a bit later. So for now, we have like weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. I guess. So, for example, in case we receive 3,600, this is 1 hour. Therefore, or not. The more obvious example would be like 1 hour and 1 minute, or second, or millisecond, whatever. 3,600 seconds, 601 seconds would be 1 hour space 1 second, in case the smallest value is second. So we have to go from the biggest number to smallest number. Therefore, we are going this way. So exactly as the Copilot proposes. And no, I don't want you to autocomplete now. Well, it is right somehow, but not completely. So we have the result, which will be let. We will change it over time. Then we get the unit of precedence, and I guess he's almost right for the beginning, I would say. Actually, maybe no. Maybe I would like it to be this way. Not any. It is like the array of strings. For this case, we are taking the input value We are dividing it by unit, duration unit. We are going from the upper to lower, expecting this to be milliseconds, and this is unit. Then, in case value is more than 0, therefore we got the integer part greater than 0, therefore it is 1, we can write something. We should have floor. Yes, this one is right. We will push new value to the resulting array. Then we subtract the value to 10. Yes, this is right. Yeah, it sounds correct for the first implementation. So after that, we join through the space. And now we're not having only the zeros. So I would say we have to take the smallest value that is possible here. So if ms, so input value, is less than the, so it would be like the precedence length minus 1. Then we take the duration for this stuff. Then we are not able to somehow work with it. Therefore, it should be like 0 of this duration. So const smallest. For now, this is like this. This is like that, not this. And this one. And then we should have the 0. What are the test cases? Here. So where is this? This is 1 second, this is 1 second, 1 millisecond, and it failed on the long one when it is like 1 week, and it says like 1 millisecond, but Copilot hallucinated here. It is 1 second because like there's the 1000 at the end. So currently all tests are okay, but we have 2 more edge cases and 2 more configurations to keep in mind. The unit of input duration can be not in the milliseconds, so it can be not in the smallest duration unit that we have and that we support. So for example, in case the input is not millisecond and for example it is seconds, when we're trying to format like 3, well, let it be 60 seconds, it should be 1 minute. Therefore, in case we will keep it in milliseconds, the user of our library would have to scale it down manually to what it supports. Or or we can have options. Export type, is it? Yes, it is. Format options equals to object. So we have the unit, which would be also the key of the duration. We would have the separator, which by default is space, but can be empty. Therefore, we are providing the way to put it without the spaces. And I guess that's it. So the smallest unit is this one. So here goes the options, which are equal to Shift F6 duration. Actually, I would turn on. Oh, it is not this one. Is it this one? Nope. I'm still not. I'm not able to recall. Then I would do this. Tools, help. View. Appearance. Come on. There should be some setting for the streaming support. Or is it presentation support? Assistant, yeah, this one. So it will highlight the key combos that I... No, yeah, it shows. So this one works. For this case, we have the overlapping naming for duration and input. So we would call it input. Options. Well, I would say that we will have the constant default options, format options. Yes. Unit milliseconds, which should be this one. Is it correct? I guess, for now at least. So the separator will be space and default options goes here. Okay. So options dot separator comes here. Smallest unit still remain this one. And for this case, I want the adjustment of input. How it should work. So, for example, yeah, so we should have the rule that the base value is 1 millisecond at any way. Maybe there is the way to somehow extend it for microseconds and, well, nanoseconds in case you have the precise timing available for some case. But all the timings and all the duration units that are available next should be some multiply to the smallest one for the base one. So in case I am saying that my input is, for example, in seconds, it should be saying that I can, it should be meaning that I can just multiply the duration by that unit that came in. So in here, where are they? In tests, in case I am launching, is it Control Shift F10? Yeah. In case in case I'm launching tests here in the same way, it passes. In case I am launching nearly the same tests, but okay, let's describe it as describe default options, and also close it here. Here, describe custom options. Well, not the custom options, custom separator. Separator. Actually, we can copy all this stuff from here and see how it behaves in different situations. We don't have to try any kind of stuff that doesn't have separators because we're testing separators, obviously. So in here, it should, oh shit. So for each invocation, in case user defines any non-default options, those options should be merged with default options and rewriting them. Therefore, it should be optional format options. And here, options now defined through the default options overridden with options. It should be this way. So for the case when I, what's wrong? Yeah, the tests are not completely correct. So in case I define, they're also optional, both of them. But these fucks up as const. Will it? Yeah, it is. No, it can be undefined. It is not true. It is not true as required. It is not completely required, so it is like the position of optional. Oh, yeah, all properties. It's right. It is correct. And it can be, it should be opts. So it would be constant. It should not be as. And we are referring further down only to opts object. And I guess it should be the first row of the function. Well, back to tests finally. So in case the separator in here is space, or let's say I would like to put odd for dash and even without the separator, and in case we have here the and here it goes like this, it should pass, but no tests were found. What? Okay, I was launching the tests with older name. So this one works. The only thing that we left to test is describe custom unit. And for this case, I should pick the same. So 60 seconds should be 1 minute. 60 minutes should be 1 hour. 24 hours should be 1 day. And let's calculate it. 360 is 3600 is of seconds is 1 hour, and multiplied by 24 hours, then by 7 days. Oh, actually, I did know this constant. 604, 800 in seconds should be 1 week. And how does it look? It's right. So for now, it was the easiest part, like hard-coded durations without the ability to extend them. Obviously, these durations will remain the same way as they are now, but ideally, I would say that I'd like to have better typing for this, because as for now, options can be anything. And also, we have to have the hard-coded array of the precedence. What I think we can do, we can somehow declare the set, I guess. So in case we have like du for duration units, new set. So in case we will have duration unit type that is equal for tuple that we have like string and number. String goes for the name of the unit and number for some number representing it. Here we will have duration units. So du union, not union. Interesting. There are lots of new. Okay, so it is values. It will be the iterator of to be used here. So, in order for our it is also not so convenient because what? Well, it could be handy to use durations in other code like this. So when you are declaring it like I should like have the cache for 1 hour, and you're going like duration.hour, and it is automatically imported. For example, like this. Well, actually, this, yeah, it somehow works. So in case we are describing duration unit as a string and number, we are having default set for this kind of stuff. So we are exporting this thing. Values are not interested in here anymore. So we are for example, we will provide 1 month in this way as a default value, and 1 month is, for this case, is 30 days, and duration year will be like 365, and I will not bring in quarter, so in case anyone will be needing it, he will do it by himself, he or she, whatever. Here will be the constant for duration units. Each of them should extend. So set truntun. Okay. Can I somehow set the defaults for this case? So the set itself should be like set duration unit. In case I will do the generic type for units, number is like the constant stuff for this case, but it will be u extends string. Here comes u. Duration unit for this case. How would I pull it through? Okay, let's say that I have this one. I will not provide months or years for this case. As I said, I define them, but I do not provide them as the values for this stuff. Do they have any kind of... So set is only for type T. And in case I am trying to get has deleted something like that. So, okay. I would redeclare this as input unit. Input unit, and units will be the optional stuff for set that is described here, which will have so here is input unit, and here is duration input for units. So this one can be generic. Input unit should be u extends string equals string. Input unit should be like u, and should be this way. It is not exported, sorry. So it should be duration input u. It infers for this case. As far as default goes, So it should be. I don't know how to type this one. So I have the definition of one single unit, but this one should be like set of duration of units of u, so it infers the input. But how would it... What's wrong here, first of all? Set duration input undefined is not assignable to type. Okay. Unit. Input unit. The fuck? So yeah, default input unit can be undefined. It should be the smallest one from the set. Do I even need this set? Can't it be like the array of arrays? There is no basic sense of using the set in here. So it should be just array of something. And therefore, as const. So this one can be the constant one. The duration unit, the list of duration units, described here as const, and satisfies duration unit, well, string, but it has its own type. It described here. So it is not set, it is array of this stuff. In description for duration unit, do we should even bother describing this one, the single one? I don't know. So it will be duration units. In docs, we will write that it describes a duration unit precedence order. Its textual representation and its value in order goes from the largest unit to the smallest. All units must be a multiple of the smallest unit. So this one, first of all, isn't correct. Because it should be the other way around. Will he? Yeah, it does. So Copilot understood his assignment. So duration unit here is described. I am defining it in separate file, not in the format, because, well, lately I will write the parse function that will also be using this stuff. So now units is the list. So it is duration units and it goes with u. Input unit should be one of described duration units. Separator is something. Let me see. So here it is input unit. Units here goes for duration. Oh, it is not exported, I guess. Oh, nope. Duration units. This time the value, not the type. So format in here goes for you. Extends string, obviously. Format options receives this type. So this way. Required format options u. It doesn't like the type string is not assignable to type u. Which is kind of obvious because, well, string is more broad value for the... So there is no more smallest unit. Smallest unit is the last unit of array. So const smallest unit equals ops units length minus 1, not 0. Well, the 0, yeah, so this is unit. We are not able to represent anything smaller than the smallest unit. We will check it after when we will provide the duration units. Everything else... Oh, no, we are iterating over the precedence, but we should iterate over the units. And in here, unit is an... is this stuff. So... shit. We also have the duration. Where? Oh, we have it here, but the precedence is unused. Duration is also unused by itself because we have our duration units in here. This is not existent stuff. Units. And here, input unit should be the smallest one. Therefore, it is duration units length minus 1, 0. So it is adjustable. When we add something here, it will appear there. I will solve the problem with types just a little bit later. But the adjustment should be done which way? So in order for us to find the... Okay. Input unit will be... So ops units find... Is it right? So we are searching for the first item to be equal the input unit. So it should be the constant. It is either the found value or undefined. In case we are not able to find it, it is a type error? Let it be just error. Invalid input unit option. Invalid input unit option. It must be present in the units array. Good enough. So we are adjusting the input unit for the value. This one is right. In case, and we also can check this one before the adjustment. Is it? I guess so. We are not able to be like the smaller than the smallest because default is the smallest. Therefore, we can check it first, even units, smallest unit. We don't have to check the duration. Smallest unit value. Not the value, just smallest unit without the 0. So in case the input value is smaller than the value of smallest unit, we are doing this stuff. Type U cannot be used as the index to type. Yes, it can't. Because unit val would it be? And we go here. So the v-test, as far as I do remember, does not perform the type checking, and therefore we're right for now. The only problem to solve here that left for me is to somehow solve issue with the units. I am also curious, are these types work properly? Actually not equal. It should be like satisfies, isn't it? But it is not. Interesting. So somehow default options are required. So all the values should be defined. So it goes for format options. No, it will not. It will not fit at any time. This is the best I can get, because the fact that it can be any of them, the only thing that this type provides is the match between units list and the input unit itself. So the part that I was curious about, in case I would do the format, well, let it be 0, whatever. In case I am doing like input unit, will it? No, it won't. So I have to somehow provide it with default values for the unit, because it don't know about the options. The default options are, so in default options, this is this one. And default units, it not just only satisfies this stuff, it can be inferred. Therefore, it can be not just constant, it should be this way. So it is like required format options, but here is not you. It should be inferred from this. I'm not exactly sure how it should be. So U is the string. Can I do it like this? So du extends duration units. Here goes the equals string. This one goes for du, and second one should be inferred automatically. Therefore, I should be able to do like type of this object literal domain specify non problem and units does not exist in this type. What's wrong? You high? May only specify duration extends duration units u and u extends string. So the hell? So it is like the constant. Anyways. Can I move it and then it'd be like string or number in case I will do like the as const. It will remember the types, but it will not infer anyway. Format options should have the same structures here. I want the type safety for this shit. Format options should be like du. And u. So the default value would be this type of duration units, but it don't like this one. It is read-only and cannot be accessed to the mutable type u. This is not true because this one should be read-only also. So it is. Here, read-only something does not satisfy. So read-only each one of them. The type read-only W number is a read-only and cannot be assigned to mutable type U number, which is really. So I have to do this and also this because it is like the array of arrays where we should not be able to assign neither for separate unit nor for array as a whole. So now it only complains that W number is not assignable to U number. Type at position 0 in source is not compatible with type at position 0 in target. String is not assignable to U, which is kind of bullshit because This one is only infers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is hard because I'm not able to use key of for the array. I'm not able to make the list, and therefore there is no function to infer. Okay, so if I duration units, so if I will expose the type that should be duration units unit names, which accepts the duration unit, it should be infer. So it returns u, whereas as far as I do remember, it should be something like this. So duration unit applies the u that extends the string. Why does it? Okay. So TypeScript infer type. No, not this one. Type inference. In the generics, I need this one in the generic. Actually, it can be in here. Oh, so it is duration units u. What is wrong with syntax? Duration unit names as the uing, and it don't like it. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, not this way. U extends also string. So when I use this one, it is like required type of. It also the wrong type for default, because it is like format options, and here goes the duration, and therefore duration comes in nicely. So for here, I should have, so du extends duration units, and duration units equals extend duration units string, obviously, but equals type of duration units. Here it goes with any, but that's not right. So input unit will be anything, any string. Okay, so default unit should be at least not the any string. We can somehow handle like it equals by default for type of duration units, which these. The use doesn't satisfy duration units. Extends. Should not be any, obviously, because there, in this case, it will not. Will it also get us any string? Because somewhere here it equals. So I have written the duration unit names for du for this stuff. Generic type requires 2 arguments. I do not remember how to infer. Extends. This is not this one. Infer works in here, obviously. Infer f. So it is for so today is not the day of the TypeScript. Another day of the struggle with some not so important stuff, to be fair, because the most important stuff is the formatting of this shit. So, in order to properly have the U inferred, I'm not able to say like infer U and then define it, because only permitted in the extends clause of a conditional type, but it is not conditional. So for this case, we will have du du extends duration units. For this, infer, otherwise never. So this case, yes, this one. So for this case, duration units string and u equals duration names for du. Format options du. So for this case, yes. Hey. So here we have the default ones. It says like input unit empty is not equal 1. So for example, The default one is millisecond, but I should be able to define new array, which, for example, will consist from the second, and it will be the smallest one for us. And it should have said to us that you are not able to use, like, it works, but not completely. It works, but not completely. So here it says that duration units any, but it obviously should be like the string. Format options. Du extends and default this one. But here it obviously lies to us, because when nothing provided to units, it says correct values. In case I define units as this, it infers incorrectly. Because why? String or number, array, and here comes string or undefined. So default value being inferred properly. Duration units by default inferred properly. Therefore, I am somehow incorrectly provide the, or for this exact thing, I am somehow improperly provide the value for somewhere here, I guess. Default units should be defined, and it should extend the duration units string. So what if I will write here some nonsense, for example? So it will be like 1, 2, 3. It says like, this is not the case. The proper values are these. But in case I provide the units, it first of all does not infer any type in here. And therefore, I suppose it fallbacks for any. But yes. Now it says, it should say, son of a... This? Return back. Come back. Okay. So, okay. This one is correct, because it will not try to infer, like, unless I put the as const, it was resolving as like array of string or number, because it is obviously the array of array. So this is obviously the right inference, because we have one element for string and one element for number. But when I say as const, it says like, okay, values are only this. It does not infer the string, and therefore it starts to provide the completion. So, first of all, we should have, I guess, some checks for, or maybe it is the problem of the user. So, for example, our default duration units that we do provide, they are never 1 or 0, because, well, obviously, if we will try to divide by 0, we will have like big problem. So I guess we will do this check, but later, maybe. I want to make like the second is 1. So this is like the smallest. Our units should go from the biggest to smallest. And I would say that I want them to be like day and second. So the day is like 86,400 seconds, if I remember right. And the input value, first of all, we have day and second. It also offers some weird strings, I don't know why. So the inference works not completely correct, but whatever. I will not define the expect input unit for this time. So I expect this one to be equal, I guess, or actually to be will be more proper one. 0 seconds. So when I run for format, I have, do I? It is not failed, at least. So I'll be right back. Have to refill the water. Thirsty. And I'm back. So, I guess it worked. So if yes, so the assertion for describe didn't work. It is 1 second exactly. So in case I would say for it, I would say what I would say. Custom unit. Custom input unit. Custom input unit. And for here, I would say that we also have the const units would be like actually this is also the way for internationalization, because regarding the language you're using, you are able to define different arrays that will be dependent for, yeah, I guess so. That would be dependent from the language. So it is like the object with the language name being key. And the value is our units. So we also able check for here. For example, I want to define, it will be in Russian. So I want to define 1 second will be 1, would be 1. Here is as const, and now I'm switching to Russian. So this one will be for example, for days. So it is 86,400, and here should be, I guess it will be correct for the week. So it is 604,800. So giving these units, we can do what? Units are here, separator are here, input unit, second, day, week, and second again. So in case we're passing 0, unit is 0 second. In case 1 and units are this, output is 1 second. In case, oh, I have never checked, or did I? So for example, in case it would be like 3 seconds, and for this case I would say like 105. No, let's say 50 ms. This also will be checked right now when I run them. This is not the best practice to change tests when you are writing other ones, but otherwise I would forget about it. So this is 1 second. These are so this is also the case when it would be handy. So this one would be like duration as okay. Okay. I don't know how to properly type it. It won't like this stuff. It also will not remember this. It is like something. Okay. So 1 second, 1 duration day, so D, 1 day plus 1 second. So it is like, let's say this one will be 3 days, therefore it is 3. And also stuff that I didn't check would be, well, that's not the case, to be fair. Because in case I would put like 7 for duration point weeks, it should give us 1 week on the output, regardless. That can be replaced with duration as well. Okay. With this separator, we already know that separators work. What we need to check here is input values, possible input values. So 1 day, 1 second would be like duration for example, 2 days plus 5 duration seconds, multiply, and it should be 2 days 5 seconds in here. And now comes different input units. Second is default one, therefore there is no strict need to test the default behavior. But we have to test smallest unit here, result here. The only thing that I don't like in here, so we have to search for input unit in order to have like the invocation time security. So the complexity of this algorithm overall will be at least 2, well, not at least 2n, but 2n. It requires at least, shit, at least is the wrong word for this case. It will require 2 iterations in the worst case. But it works. Now it works. So in case it is 1 day, well, let's say 3 input unit, so it should be still 1, therefore it's not 1. It is 3 in case the input value for this one would be 1 week. I guess let it be 1. So it is this. And here it should throw. And this one should be tested outside default options. So describe, it should be, nope, wrong language, improper options. So there is no need in long function declaration. Actually, why did it? Okay, let it be so. I don't know why from the beginning it was like the full function declaration, but whatever. Nonetheless, it actually there was should throw an error when input unit is not in the units array. It is true. But we have a problem here because TypeScript explicitly says that there is no year in here. So we developed type safety, which obviously okay, but expect error, testing, and invalid input because, well, anything can happen on the invocation. Well, not invocation, at runtime. So, for example, when when the system receives some kind of input from the user or data, it can be desynchronized from the current state of the application, for example. So, I guess most of it should be true. To throw invalid input unit option, it must be present in the units array. But what? Expected null actual the fuck? Actually, I know. It is this. So it did not expect for. No, even not this one. Fine. Then I will return to throw actual T and message assertion T. I don't get it. Well, let's check with custom units first. So the definition that I did was in the wrong direction. It was from the lower to bigger. Actually, we can do from the... So the second will be first and by the addition, but thus we should iterate from the end. And thus we will not be able to use like the iterator. Which is not explicitly bad, but I would like to do so. So we changed the invalid... Okay, invalid input unit option. It must be present in the units array. Didn't it? So it is 1 second. Shit. Should be... God damn it. So by these units, this is 1 second. Here goes for 1 day is 86,400. 1 week is 4,604,800. 5 seconds, obviously just 5 for this case, and days will be 2 times this. Input unit for this will be day, and input unit for this will be week. There is the problem. We should not rely on the default input unit. The bad thing in here is we have default value. Okay. So we have to dynamically set the input value regarding the provided units. So input unit, in case it is empty, it should do like this. But first of all, some white doesn't like this. Okay, so we remove the declaration of default options to this. Type string is not assignable to type duration unit names du. This is kind of weird. Is du or undefined? Oh, it requires the default string. I guess one of the reasons why here it offers sometime not the stuff it should. So as unknown, basically not unknown, it should be explicitly any. Well, to be fair, it should be this. I don't know why I put this on new line, but okay. Input unit in here somehow is broken. It inferred only this. Oh, it is like in general. It took the string because parameters. Okay, but let me retry. For the case, if I will try to call the format, for example, here, it would be 1 units and input unit would be okay. So now it is correct. Here it inferred the string in general, therefore it doesn't provide the type checking. Should have been days here. Oh. Still not okay. The second one works. So the smallest is this one. 1 second. What? So 1 second. 60 seconds in. Oh. Oops. No, well, this is 1 hour. And by 60 again. By 60 again is 86,400. Why? The moment where first of all it has non-precious names. Okay. It should have been 3 days, but somewhy it is like 3 weeks and 16,000 seconds. The fuck? So, in case we receive units from options, we do iterate over them. Input unit, find unit, input unit. By default, it tries to find the smallest unit. So first of all, in case input unit is not defined, it should be the smallest unit. 0 as this one. So it should remain. The last one works. So 1 week works. 3 days, some why not. It also. Are they? No, it's not everything. So it adjusts for some incorrect amount, I guess. So input unit input, it multiplies by the wrong value. So for example, I want to make the console log input unit. Each time it properly adjusts for 1 second. So it multiplies here. In here, when we decided that it is day, it take the day, and here it. So first of all, okay. Here's the problem. Okay. The only thing that I didn't adjust it. So here's 7 weeks. Here's 3 days. Here is 2 days, 5 seconds. So the only reason was like incorrect value for a week. Here it tests with the wrong separator, therefore it is like 2 days, 5 seconds. And it seems right. And for this case, I guess I should wrap myself up. It's been 2 hours already. So, basically, by removing the console log, we have proper typings and description for duration units. Duration unit names, I guess. If not, we will see it on the next stream. If not, duration names will be moved to format and will become unexported type in case it will be required only for format options. Tests are done, I would say. We can run, just to be sure, we can run it with a... Oh, no. Tests are not done. Because the throw doesn't work. I don't even get what the fuck it is. As an expected function to throw an error, but it gets like expected null, actual undefined. What? Why? Okay, let's go for v-test. Catalan all-in-one test. Thank you, but not. So, features. Funny. I guess this is the way the tests are working when you choose like the watch option. I almost never use the watch option, to be fair, because I don't want it to rerun at each save of the file. Though, because I'm saving files more often that tests are complete. So it was not about this. So test filter and report is coverage snapshot mocking testing type. What? To be function. Okay. To throw error. Here are the shit. To throw. Why? Expect from the v-test. Well, it lawfully imported from expect, but so for example, oh shit. So the error was not only in here, I guess. Why not? I don't understand. Extend anything. Pum, pum, pum. Why to throw? It is actually the correct function. So to throw message, to throw error expects what? What is the difference? First of all, user to test that function throws when it's called. User to test the function thrown when it's called. They are also under the alias. I don't understand. So to throw is a lawful usage of this function. Basically, I will first of all redo this stuff for function that returns nothing and will silence the TypeScript only in row where it is incorrect. Because in case I would have the issue with the expect call, so for example, this function would not exist, TS expect error would also silence like the mistaken name of the function. But I don't understand. Run test, run with timeout. Where Chai.js. Maybe if I will redefine them. First of all, as far as I do remember, test this. If I will collapse it. describe function, test function. So basically, I want to replace all these declarations with the arrow functions. Maybe it is somehow dedicated to the way tests and everything around described. So, improper options. No, still. This is assertion error. Expected function to throw an error. Actual and maybe message. Actual T. Expect static. So in docs they declare like the to throw. Where are you? Okay. Asserts if a function throws an error when it is called, alias to throw. So I would prefer then to use the original to throw error. You can provide an optional argument to test that a specific error is thrown. A regular expression, error message matches the string. Error message includes the substring. So, for example, if we want to it throws an error. Pineapples are not stock, obviously. It does like expect, calls the function which returns, well, basically not returns, to throw error, and checks stock with the regular expression or the expression itself. I don't fucking get it. Okay, maybe it is the problem with the test runner. Let's try. Oh, actually, I did not do one thing. Scripts, test, and tests, semicolon, coverage. Vtest and vtest coverage. So, if I will call this one, no, it still fails on the same. Expected null, received an... It didn't throw. Shit! It is so unobvious. Why it is so bad? Why? So I guess not input didn't work here. Not you. Shit. It logs everything because I'm not limiting the test to only this description. So basically, it is, or it is not. Find unit explicitly equals to input unit, which obviously should be defined. And all this thing is needed for is the adjustment. But still, input unit. Why, first of all, doesn't it? Oh no. Ops units. Is it? I wonder, is this empty row? No, it is not the output of the console log. Why though? The actual fuck? Okay. Input unit, semicolon, not error, but info, and running through the command line. It shows something. So I guess the problem is somewhere here. So after this successful invocation, okay. Here comes the std out. Does it fail somewhere before? Why can't I see why can't I see the output of failed tests, first of all? God damn it. Console log. Configuring vtest. On console log, custom handler for console log and test. If you return false, vtest will not print the log to the console. Can be useful for filtering log. Come on, come here. On console log. Console.log. So the format is in here. Duration in format. We return to log in the input unit. And maybe you will be some handsome. So is out. Test suite and will return us something about this failed test. What the So you are offering me to get in here with debugger in order to get the reason for this test not passing. Why? Why don't you love me? So debug it is. Async. No, you know what? Not here. The breakpoint should be here. We rerun our tests and it already failed. 0 input unit is incorrect because it's not in list. Expect a function to throw an error. Please. No, doesn't work. So, okay. The format that goes in somewhere here, we rerun, stop and rerun. Breakpoint doesn't work. It is like I have some feeling that it doesn't even get to the formatting stuff. So for example, if I am calling so I'm not calling this one, but I'm doing like throw new error 1 2 3 and this. I rerun and it finally matches. Invalid input option must be present. So expected this, actual this. It works somehow. In case I put it after the format, it also catches it. What the fuck? Throw new error, and here is the error. Expected null, actual undefined. Does it mean that this shit doesn't throw? If yes, then why? Throw new error. Input unit, whatever. No, it throws, but not in the way this thing likes, I guess. To throw error. It should not be like the asynchronous function. You just expect function that calls or returns the value of tip. To test async function, you use the combination with rejects. So get any fruit stock, promise reject, error empty, async, await. Okay. I'm feeling myself stupid. This obviously should fail. Fail. But it doesn't. Here. Okay. I don't get it. So. This is like one of the stupidest things that can happen. Like, I will have to move the throw one by one in order to get the point when it actually fails. God damn it. But it should not. What is the problem? Input unit is Y, format is 0. It should go further. Is it No, I'm not only feeling myself stupid, I am stupid. It exits here because 0 is smaller than the smallest unit, which is 1. Show me the bucket to scream in. So, in order for this shit to work, I have put 1. Oh, this is so dumb. And this all sums up to, yep, all tests are passing. We successfully formatting any input value, any input integer, basically. To give a number of duration units. Duration units are, it is possible to redefine duration units. So you can pass your own. For example, if you don't only need like the days, weeks, and etc. You want months, well, months. Yeah, so in case you want months, years, quarters, fiscal quarters, and etc. It can be redefined. And also you can pass the different set of units that can be localized. So as this one describes, you can have different units. So the only thing that left for now is to run with coverage and see that we have 100% of lines covered. Great. Awesome. I would say that I have to wrap up for today. it was 2.5 hours. So let me switch to token head. So for today, I have done the format. The next stream will cover the parse function, and also we will, I guess by that point, yes, and also we will configure the GitHub repo along with publishing, CI. Also we'll configure depends about auto. Yes, they will be automatic. So depends about auto updates, and also it will automatically merge pull requests in case all tests are fine. This is interesting stuff which I use on different JavaScript projects that imply thorough testing. Therefore, in case new dependency version does not introduce regression to the tests and behavior of the package, it automatically merges the pull request made by dependabot. So robots are making the pull requests, robots are approving and merging pull requests. Kind of fun one. So I guess for today we're done. Thank you everyone who have been today with me. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel in case you are watching on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the Twitch in case you are watching on Twitch. This stream and all previous streams are available on the YouTube. And in case you are Russian speaking, don't forget to subscribe for Telegram channel. There will be some posts and long reads, and I'm trying to make the posts long, well, these long reads as I call them, to post at least once a month. So thank you again. Have a good holidays, and I'm out. Have a nice day. Bye.